Alrighty then. Chapter 2.4. If you're given a point and x-intercepts, write a quadratic equation. So here's an example. If you're given x-intercepts of -5 and -7 and +5, and some point somewhere on the parabola is 3, 5, write a quadratic equation that uses that information. So x-intercept means is where does it cross the x-axis? So it crosses the x-axis at two spots. One is -7 and the other is +5. So you're going to use the x-intercept. So we're going to use this equation, and I'll put it right here. Y equals, come on, go ahead and write. This is for intercept form. So when you have intercept form, this is what you do. So this right here is one of the intercepts. We'll call that P, and we'll call the other one point Q. This is some point on the curve, some point on the parabola, your x value and your y value. There's your x value, there's your y value. Hey, we got 4 variables right here in this formula. We got the answers there. There's my P, there's my X, there's my Y. The only thing we do not have is the letter A. The letter Y. Y. Here's the letter Y is 5. So instead of Y, put 5. A, don't know what that is. We'll have to solve for that. X. Here's my X right there. X is 3. P is -7. -7. X is right there. X is a 3. Q is a +5. There you go. We just have to solve this equation for the value of A. So 3 minus a -7, that becomes a +7. 3 + 7 is 10. 3 minus 5 is a -2. This is not 10 minus 2. It's 10 times a -2. And that is a -20. It's not a -20, it's a times a -20. So the variable is A, we don't know what that is, but we know it's on that side of the equal sign, so this has to go on the other side of the equation. The opposite of multiplying by that number is dividing by that number on both sides of the equation. And when you do that, you get 1/4 and a negative. So the equation is y. A is right there. That's my value of A. -1/4 x p -7. So that becomes a +7. So we're going to go, and the other one is a +5. So there you go. Here's your equation. This equation, the x-intercepts -7, +5, and 3, 5 would go. So there's your equation that works for that information. Let's try another example. Another example right up here. Here's your x-intercepts, -6 and +2, and it goes through the point 0, -6. Find a quadratic equation using that information. So let's use the intercept form. Okay, that is my P, that's my Q, X and Y. So Y, here's my Y, -6. A, there's no A, so we'll have to figure out what that is. X, there's my X is 0. P is a -6. X is a 0. QQ is a 2. So that is a +6. That's a -2. it's 6 times negative 2, which is negative 12. It's not a minus 12, it's a times a negative 12. So a, what's the opposite of a times that number? The opposite is dividing both sides by that number, whatever that number is. So a is equal to 1/2. So our equation, px minus q y, a is going to be 1/2. X minus p, so that becomes a positive x plus, instead of x minus a negative 6, it's x plus 6. And x minus 2. There's your equation. So for this equation, we know that the x-intercepts are negative 6 and positive 2. A has a value of 1/2. Since that's positive, we know the graph is going to open upwards like this. Since this number is between 0 and 1, this compared to a regular graph, this graph is going to be compressed. It's going to be going squished, compressed that way, squashed. And this one up here, we know that with this equation, the it'll pass through the x-intercepts at negative 7 and positive 5. It's negative, which means this graph opens upside down, like that. And 1/4 means it's compressed. So normally it would be something like this, but because that number is between 1 and 0, it's, instead of being this, it's being compressed to look like that. It's upside down because it's negative. Okay, that's it. Good luck, guys.